Israel united in Christ. We are not a hate group. We are not affiliated with any other Israelite group. Israel United in Christ is a nonviolent, Bible-based movement. We do not advocate or condone any acts of violence against any race, ethnicity, and gender. As you are. Ethnicity or gender. And if anyone knows or hears of any plots that cause any harm to anyone or to break the laws of the land, you must contact the proper authorities to bring awareness to any possible threat as stated in Leviticus chapter 5 and verse 1.
Hey, shalom, Israel, Most High in Christ bless. Hey, we got a senior citizen reading the disclaimer, so you got to bear with him. You know what I mean? Can't really see and focus and all of that. But welcome to another edition of Precept Upon Precept, Thursday night, the late show. All praise to the Most High. I'm Captain Matt.
Officer Micah.
Officer Thomas.
Officer Mikael.
And we are back with yet another fire show. It's good to be back here, too. Yeah, I've been gone, but we standing in today. All right, all praise to the Most High. So, without further ado, let's get with Officer Micah for the Watchman Report.
Hey, shalom, Israel, Most High in Christ bless. Did they cut my mic off? There we go. Pray for our tech team. All right, let's get going. Let's roll right into the articles. Hundreds of U.S. National Guard troops arrive in Chicago just in time to not get paid. Shout out to the government. Next article. Government shutdown impasse continues as dispute emerges over back pay for furloughed workers. So I guess they shut down the government and then they saying they're not going to pay them back. Good luck with that one. Gaza plan live updates. Trump says hostages will be released Monday or Tuesday as he plans travel to the Middle East. That's if they can find them under all the rubble. Next article. IRS makes change. Hey, y'all better pay attention to this. This is going to affect some people's pockets. We're subject to payments, but pay attention to this one. IRS makes changes that will affect your taxes this year and next. Make sure you're paying attention. And this concludes the Watchman Report.
Hey, all praise to the Most High, all praise to the Most High. So, look, you know, there's a lot of stuff going on in the world. There's a whole lot of stuff going on in the world. And give me Mark 13 and 33. This is one of the things that we have to do, all right? We, the prophets of the Most High God, we are sent here as watchmen for the house of Israel and as the information gatherers of the world. Why? Because everybody else lives in a bubble. All they care about is what's going on in their little private life, who Cardi B arguing with, who Quavo and Pooh Shiesty got money from, and all these different things. But we're watching what the world is doing. We're watching what's actually going on in the real world. Why? Because that's what Christ told us to do. Read that.
The book of Mark, chapter 14 and verse 33. Take ye heed, watch and pray.
Take heed, watch and pray. And we can send up prayers all day, but we still have to watch. Why? Because there are certain times and certain prophecies that have been spoken of in the Bible that we have to watch out for. You understand? So, jumping right into it, let's look at the thumbnail. Officer Mikael, let's go ahead and, go ahead and explain that thumbnail that we got. It was a fire little thing, too.
Fire.
So what you see in the foreground is Donald Trump and Netanyahu shaking hands because, they're in agreement. And as you see them shaking hands in the foreground, in the background, you see Jerusalem with the sun shining down on Jerusalem. But you see it amidst all the chaos that's going on in the war and the people being displaced, as you can see them marching through the desert. Also, what you see is the spiritual warfare going on. You have the angels of God and the chariots of God flying about, stirring up all this chaos. So the title of the show is True Peace in the Middle East. The prophecies cannot be broken. Why? Because it's prophesied that there will not be any peace in the Middle East until the true children of Israel are back in the land. So y'all go ahead and play the thumbnail so we can actually see what's going on. And you see they turn and they look, but they're oblivious to what's actually going on. They're looking and they're saying the job well done. Because that's what they want. They want the chaos in the Middle East because they thrive on stealing lands, like it says in Micah. So that's what we got going on. True peace in the Middle East, the prophecies cannot be broken.
Yeah, that's right. Because the prophecies can't be broken. You're not changing what this Bible says. Get Isaiah 13:4. You are not changing what this Bible says. This country is going down.
That's right.
I talked to a bourgeoisie brother, one of them raised in luxury type brothers.
Oh, yeah.
Elite grade school, elite college, nice, good, lovely job, 6-figure brother. I don't need God. I don't believe God because poor people, they need God because they need to look for something to give them something. I have everything already, so I don't need God. Literally, is what he said. But you got to understand something. None of that is going to save you when this country starts getting blown to hell and back. None of that is going to save you once, because I like what Mikael said about the chariots. The chariots are causing these things, meaning the angels are causing them. And what's activating them? Us teaching this Bible. The Bible, this Bible right here, is what you see. It's just words on a paper. It's white paper with black words on it. But guess what? It becomes real when you apply it. It becomes real. The things start to happen once you start to apply what's written in this book. It no longer becomes words on a paper. It now becomes action. Things start happening. Angels get activated and prophecy comes to pass. Get Isaiah 13:4.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 13 and verse 4. The noise of a multitude in the mountains, like as of a great people.
Mm-hmm.
A tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of nations.
A tumultuous noise of the kingdoms. That's put that thumbnail back up. That's what that thumbnail was representing. Read it again.
Isaiah 13 and 4. The noise of a multitude in the mountains.
The noise of a multitude in the mountains. That's those armies. Go ahead.
Like as of a great people.
Uh-huh.
A tumultuous noise of the a tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of nations gathered together.
A tumultuous noise of the kingdoms gathered together. What did they gather together to do? To fight one another. To fight Christ. That's what they gathered to do. Read on.
The Lord of hosts mustereth the host of the battle.
The Lord of hosts is mustering the battle. It's God behind this.
That's right.
God is the one that's behind this, stirring their minds to do. That's why the name of the show is The Prophecies Can't Be Broken. What God said is going to happen is going to happen. It's going to happen. Every bit of it, every word that's written. That's why I said one jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law till all be fulfilled. And it all will be fulfilled. You can believe that. Man, I love the scriptures. Hey, but let's go to article number 1 or video number 1. Just number 1 in general. So we have to see what's really going on in the world.
Breaking news, Russia has just issued a chilling warning to Israel. Since Israel announced plans to take full control, the world has been in uproar condemning the move. Now Russia has stepped in, declaring that if Israel dares to proceed, Moscow will not stay silent and could launch severe action. Israel is now on high alert. Iran and Pakistan have also joined the warning, stating that if Israel makes any aggressive move toward, they will respond with strong measures. Meanwhile, the Western stance is shifting. Australia has announced it will officially recognize Palestine as a state, and Germany has halted all exports to Israel in protest. Yet one nation remains firmly in Israel's corner, the United States, standing by every decision it makes. The stakes couldn't be higher. If Israel enters God, Russia and Iran could unite for a large-scale military move, pushing the world dangerously close to a global conflict. So the question remains, after such overwhelming condemnation, will Israel still go ahead, and will the world finally take decisive action?
And what?
Go ahead.
And what people not understanding, if a major conflict like that takes off, Trump is playing chess, not checkers. If a global war pops off, he already got his little hats and stuff set. I saw it was a short. Trump 2028. Next president. He's already put National Guard here, National Guard there. He's not planning on leaving office. He's not. I just hope people paying attention and not worried about Aisha Curry and freaking Steph Curry. That's what brothers are worried about right now.
They don't know. I don't think they realize that when we're at war or we're in a prolonged military engagement, that's the long word without declaring war, the sitting president does not have to leave. No. As long as that conflict is active, he's active as commander-in-chief. Because he started it, he has to see it through to the end. That's one of the loopholes that they have in the military. Him being the commander-in-chief means that he has control of the military.
Cap, he kind of tells it. He says, well, I can just use my executive powers. They don't know that covers a broad range of things that he can do. Yep. Yeah, I just use my executive powers to, take care of that.
That's the same thing Zelensky doing in Ukraine.
There you go.
He canceled the elections, and he been the president. They don't even want him to be the president. But as the war goes on in Russia and Ukraine, he's still an acting president. Same thing Trump could do.
Yep. This stuff is not going anywhere. This stuff. Now notice, play that video again, because they said a lot, and it might go over a lot of people's heads. So be prepared to pause it, IT.
Breaking news, Russia has just issued a chilling warning to Israel. Since Israel announced plans to take full control, the world has been in uproar condemning the move. Now Russia has stepped in, declaring that if Israel dares to proceed, Moscow will not stay silent and could launch severe action. Israel is now on high alert. Iran and
So remember, Russia created an alliance with Ishmael in the Middle East, what they call the Middle East. BRICS. Now we know BRICS is not going to be the next ruling power, because the next ruling power is Israel. We know that BRICS is not going to be the one to overthrow by themselves America. It's going to be all nations. It's going to be the 10 toes, the UN. You understand? We understand these things, but that still don't mean that in between there, those alliances are not going to further or take those small steps in the direction of America being destroyed. That's what's going to go on. Israel is against Iran. Okay, Iran said, remember, Iran was the one that launched all of those nuclear weapons. Well, not nuclear, those missiles Old missiles. Remember, they got past the Iron Dome. They launched old missiles, and some of them got through. They launched all of that artillery and said, well, that wasn't even the strongest stuff that we have. That was the old stuff that we have. They got hypersonic stuff. They got stuff that can literally destroy that land. It ain't that big. Now, Israel is saying that they're going to go over there and see about Iran. Well, Russia said that they're going to step in if that happens. Play on.
Have also joined the warning, stating that if Israel makes any aggressive move toward, they will respond with strong measures. Meanwhile, the Western stance is shifting. Australia has announced it will officially recognize Palestine as a state.
Stop. Do you know what that means? If they officially recognize Palestine as a state, then that means that they're recognizing the genocide that's happening there. If they recognize them as a state, that means that they recognize them as a legal entity, a nation, just like the state of Israel. They will see the state of Palestine. Australia is looking at them like a state, like a people, not just something that you're going to bulldoze over and bomb and deplete. No, they're looking at them like, no, this is genocide that's going on. All of these, that's why I said the Western is shifting.
Yeah.
Everything is shifting. Go ahead.
Now, I was just about to say to your point, Cap. See right there where it says Germany. Germany is a part of NATO, and we already know that Italy and a couple of other countries, like from the last show, was protesting Israel. This is going to show how NATO is going to start to break apart. When you read in Revelation 17 and 16, they're going to start to hate that whore, which is America. So all of this stuff is heavy that Cap is talking about right here.
Hey, get that and read it.
Revelations chapter 17. Start at verse, let me see, hold on. 17 and start at verse 13.
The book of Revelation, chapter 17 and verse 13.
No, read verse 12 first.
Yeah.
Verse 12. And the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings, which have received no kingdom as yet, but receive power as kings 1 hour with the beast.
Now, this is talking about the European Union. We read the 10 horns, read.
These have one mind, and shall give their power and strength unto the beast.
So they all give their power. They all have the NATO. They all give their military power to America. Read. Now, jump to verse 16 now.
Verse 16. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore.
That whore is America, the mystery of iniquity. That's who that whore is, that sit upon many waters. That's what this whore is they're talking about. They're going to start to hate America, not only because of what happened in Israel, because remember, when they blew up the pipeline, America, they won from that. They boost their economy off of that. Who suffered from that? Germany.
Yep.
When it was right next to Russia, they was getting their gas from Russia. Now you're starting to see how the skirt is starting to be lifted up, like you're reading the scriptures, to show who this whore actually is. All right, so all praise for that.
Hey,
All praise.
can we get Mark 3 and 24? And look up who Australia is an ally of. If they're recognizing Gaza as a state, who are they turning their back on? Read that, Mark 3 and 24.
The book of Mark, chapter 3 and verse 24. And if a kingdom be divided.
If a what?
And if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand.
You cannot get around this scripture. Australia is a U.S. ally. How you gonna go against what the U.S. is doing if you're ally? Oh, there it is. Did you read that?
As of 2025, Australia has major military and security alliances with the United States.
So how are you allianced with the United States, who's supplying weapons to Israel, but now you're saying you want to recognize Gaza as a state? Make that make sense. I can't even say that 3 times real fast.
Hey, read that second paragraph. The United States. Right there.
United States. This is Australia's most significant defense relationship.
Damn.
There it is.
You think they're going to take their most significant defense relationship and throw it out the window for nothing? Nah, because they got other defense relationships. And with the backing of them, they'll be all right.
Oh, yeah.
They'll come against the great whore. They'll do it. Go back to that video.
Has halted all exports to Israel in protest. Yet one nation remains firmly in Israel's corner, the United States.
Stop. One nation remains firmly in Israel's corner. Why? Because it's prophecy. Get Jeremiah 49 in verse 20. It's prophecy. It's prophetic. Israel, Amalek. They were the chief in the house of Esau. They were dukes. Duke Amalek. They wasn't no slouches. They wasn't poor and decrepit. You understand? They actually had some power. They was actually doing things. And they always wanted our land. Always. From long time ago, they've been wanted the city of palm trees. They've been wanted our land. Why? Because that's the holy land. And they want to be the holy people. But you can't, Blanche. You can't. You can't do it. It ain't in you. You're not holy. Keep messing around with the Most High, you're going to be holy. Full of holes. Read that, Jeremiah 49 and 20.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 49 and verse 20. Therefore, hear the counsel of the Lord, that he hath taken against Edom, and his purpose that he hath purposed against the inhabitants of Teman. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out.
The least of the flock is Israel. And who is it going to draw out? Babylon the Great, the United States. That's why everybody's going against Israel right now. But the United States is firmly in their corner. Meaning it don't matter what Bibi does. He's still going to be backed by DJ Trump. Tell you, it ain't going nowhere. That relationship ain't going nowhere. Why? Because the prophecies cannot be broken. Finish that out.
Surely he shall make their habitation desolate with them.
Yeah. Israel going to be desolate just like the United States is going to be desolate. The destruction against the United States is going to be a lot bigger, but still going to be desolate. Israel going to be desolate. A portion of them is going to be desolate because that's prophecy. It's prophetic for them to get the business. And that's what we waiting on. That's what we watch and pray for.
That's right. You're right. It is prophecy, and this is the beginning. This is the beginning of Joel 3. Let's get that. Joel chapter 3 and verse 2. Joel chapter 3 verse 2. This is the beginning of that prophecy.
The book of Joel, chapter 3 and verse 2.
Uh-huh.
I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat, and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage, Israel.
So he said he's going to gather all nations and bring them into the valley of Jehoshaphat. The valley of Jehoshaphat is the Middle East, the valley of decision, Armageddon. This is where everything is going to pop off, and you see everybody that's starting to gather right there. And when the Lord says he's going to plead for his people, he ain't talking about begging and pleading. He says plead, he's going to plead with fire and a sword, meaning destruction. That's what's going to come to these nations, and it's going to happen right there in the Middle East. And that's what you're starting to see happen right now, because they're all gathering in that position. And the Lord said he's gathering them there.
To land back off that, get Zephaniah 2 and 4. Zephaniah chapter 2, verse 4. This goes directly in line with Officer Mikael was just bringing out.
The book of Zephaniah, chapter 2 and verse 4. For Gaza
Palestine,
for Gaza shall be forsaken,
Amalek, read.
and Ashkelon a desolation.
And what?
A desolation.
Read.
They shall drive out Ashdod at the noonday, and Ekron shall be rooted up.
Thus saith the Lord. That's gonna go down, and that's why the U.S. they cannot pull their hand out of that. They can't. They like, oh, I'm almost. They saying, well, I'm gonna stop doing it. The Lord say, no, you're not. Like saying Romans, no, you're not. You're gonna keep doing it. I don't want to. Bishop y'all say, I don't want to. Yeah, keep doing it. Okay. They can't help themselves. The Lord is behind that.
Yep. It's not gonna stop.
No.
Hey, watch this. Go back to Jeremiah 49. We just read, the least of the flock shall draw them out. I need verse 21 and 22. We gotta drive this thing home. Telling you, boy, these prophecies is real. If you don't want to believe it, fine. We're just gonna keep speaking it until you see it live on the news. Then when it's news coverage, you'll know that there was a prophet among you.
Hey, they ain't got to believe it. 2/3 got to die anyway.
Our people only gonna believe it when you know how when we was growing up. They used to have that. This is a test. We regret to inform you that missiles have been launched. That's when people gonna start paying attention. Then it's got to, unfortunately, got to get to that point.
Hey, they said that happened in Hawaii a few years ago.
Yeah, they did. It happened in Hawaii, and sisters ran inside and put dresses on. Brothers went inside and put shirts and fringes on. They already got them. They already have them. Make it up. Brothers out there got shirts with fringes on it. Sisters out there got skirts. And then once it was found that, okay, it was a false alarm, they went back and put on pants. They went back and put on their regular clothes. I'm telling you, our people are wise to do. They think that clothing is going to save you. It ain't. It ain't. It's going to be what you have done. Go back to Jeremiah 49, read verse 21.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 49 and verse 21.
Because remember, it said, the least of the flock shall draw them out, and he's going to make their habitations desolate with them. Go ahead.
The earth is moved at the noise of their fall.
The earth is moved at the noise of what fall? Israel and America. It's going to be moved. Why? Because of the destruction that's coming. Go ahead.
At the cry, the noise thereof was heard in the Red Sea.
The noise going to be heard in the Red Sea. That's where the destruction is going to take place. That's why 2nd Ezra talk about a portion of the land of the Assyrians is going to be destroyed. We're going to get that later on. Read on.
Behold, he shall come up and fly as the eagle.
Who puts themselves as the eagle? Who? Esau does. All throughout history, Esau has put himself as the eagle. He said he's going to fly as the eagle, read.
And spread his wings over Basra.
Basra was one of the chief cities of Edom. And remember, hold that, get Isaiah 60, verse 1. Yep. Remember. No, 63 and 1. Isaiah 63 and 1.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 63 and verse 1. Who is this that cometh from Edom with dyed garments from Basra?
Who is this that cometh from Edom with dyed garments of Basra? Who is Basra? The capital city of Edom, which right now is Babylon the Great. Go ahead.
This that is that glorious in his apparel.
This that is glorious in his apparel. Go ahead.
Traveling in the greatness of his strength. I that speak in righteousness, mighty to save.
I that speak in righteousness, mighty to save. And what's that salvation going to consist of? Read verse 2.
Wherefore art thou red in thine apparel, and thy garment like him that treadeth in the wine fat.
Why is your clothes red? That's what we're going to say when we see him. Why your clothes so red like that? You look like you've been stomping on grapes. What'd he say?
I have trodden the winepress alone.
He did it alone, by himself. He ain't need nobody. He did it by himself. Go ahead.
And of the people, there was none with me.
There was no other Israelites with him because he did it by himself. He went and saw about Edom himself. Go ahead.
For I will tread them in mine anger and trample them in my fury.
When did that happen? It didn't. So how the hell is everybody going to be saved and this still got to come to pass?
Right.
How God love everybody, he going to be trampling people in his anger and fury? How the blood going to come up to the horse's bridle if he coming back for hugs and kisses? Read.
And their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garments, and I will stain all my raiment.
Their blood going to be on his garment. That's why he was red in his apparel, because the blood is going to be all over his garments. Go ahead.
For the day of vengeance is in mine heart, and the year of my redeem is come.
The day of vengeance, that's what it's talking about. Go back to Jeremiah 49, verse 22.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 49, and verse 2.
22.
Excuse me, 22. Behold, he shall come up and fly as the eagle, and spread his wings over Basra.
Yeah.
And that day shall the heart of the mighty men of Edom be as the heart of a woman in her pangs.
Y'all gonna be so scared. It's gonna be like y'all going in labor. Grown men gonna feel like they going in labor when Christ come back. Why? Because the least of the flock is going to draw you out. The least of the flock is going to be your destruction. So keep your unwavering loyalty to BB. We're going to see what happens in the end. Go to the second article.
Hey, while we getting that, you got to ask an apologetic to be able to explain Isaiah 63, since they want to say Edom has already been destroyed. And so you got to ask them to explain Isaiah 63.
Yeah, they don't want to explain that. You want to know why? Because that means that Christ don't love everybody. Right. He's coming to punish people. They honestly think heaven going to be full. Like, you go ahead and ask a Christian, you ain't got to do nothing. You ain't got to do no work. You ain't got to pray. You ain't got to do. All you got to do is believe and have faith.
That's it.
And you don't even need to show your belief. You don't need to show your faith. You don't need to do nothing.
You're under grace.
You're under grace.
That's it. You're under the grace.
And you know that you're under grace when you're celebrating Christmas. You know that you have the faith when you worship in New Year's and Valentine's Day, and you're going along with what everybody else is saying, and you know, you're comfortable with women in tight pants, and you're okay with the killing of your people. You're okay with the systematic oppression. You know, you have nothing to say when it comes to young men killing each other. You're just fine with that. Those are the people that's going to go to heaven.
Yeah, you got Christians dressing up like goblins and going out and getting candy.
Oh, yeah.
You can't make this stuff.
It's going to happen. It's going to happen. You're going to have good old Christians. Matter of fact, the Christian church that's right down the street from us right now, they have Hallelujah Night. No, they got Trunk or Treat.
Yeah, that's it.
Yes.
It's called Trunk or Treat.
Good Christian folk right there.
And one time I passed by that church from the highway, it looked like a nightclub. Cars all through the parking lot. Women up in there dressed like devils and demons.
You can't make it up.
Immodest apparel all over the place. The place was smoked out, so you know they was up in there blowing. I'm telling you. Boy, these people is crazy. The Christians is crazy.
Can't make it up.
Cap, you go in some of these neighborhoods, some of these decorations, demonic as hell, bro.
Yeah.
I'm talking about they got 12-foot statues of all kind of goblins and goblins, bro. Look demonic as hell. When I'll be up in them neighborhoods at 4 o'clock in the morning, I'm like, damn.
Boy.
Good Christian folk right there.
And they love it. And if you say anything about it, oh, God said don't judge. But what the hell are we supposed to do when we see evil?
And then they get mad when their kids get hold of candy with drugs, glass, something that'll harm them. You go in a stranger's house. You tell them don't take candy from strangers. Then one day out of the year, go get candy from strangers. You can't make it up.
Hey, I watched something with my daughter. We watched The Truth About Halloween. And I was showing her, you know, like, look, is it okay to go talk to strangers? She said no. Is it okay to take candy from strangers? She said no. I said, so why are they doing it on this one day? She said, that don't make no sense. A 10-year-old knows
Right.
this. But they got grown people sending their kids out in perfect strangers. Then one of the things that we watched was like, yeah, you know, they talk about the razor blades in the apple and the poison in the candy. And, you know, that stuff doesn't really happen. I mean, it's happened before, but, you know, it doesn't really happen. Like, what? We're not going to speed past that like you didn't say what you just said.
They really be trying to Jedi mind trick their way through being able to sin.
Yeah, they do. They really do. Go to the second article. We are here to cast down imaginations.
Activists warn Trump's Caribbean boat strikes risk regional war.
Go ahead.
Human rights group urged Congress to block unauthorized force as fears of wider Caribbean conflict and chaos grow.
Ooh-wee. Let's see what's really going on. U.S. releases video of another strike on a boat near Venezuela. Now, I just wanna put it out there that Venezuela has the largest oil reserve in the world. Just putting it out there. So now the U.S. is doing strikes and stuff over there. You know, they got conflict going on in the Caribbean. People may be wondering, what the hell the Caribbean got to do with anything? Well, I'm going to just put it out there. Venezuela has the largest oil reserve in the world. And they just found another huge oil reserve in Suriname. Putting it out there.
Yep.
Let's play that video. Do it got sound?
I have to read it.
Ooh, look at they just blew the boat completely up. Ooh,
Yeah.
All right, y'all can stop it. Let's read the article. U.S. releases video of another strike of a boat in Venezuela. Go ahead.
Dozens of United States-based human rights, faith, and policy groups have criticized President Donald Trump's expansion of military operations in the Caribbean, warning that his administration's new campaign could result in a full-blown limitless war with one or more countries in the region.
You know what that's describing? A limitless war with one or more countries in the region. That's called World War III. That's what that's called. A limitless war with the countries in the region. Yeah, it's called World War III. That's what's going on. And the Lord is mustering the battle. He's putting it in their mind to do these things. Is that Proverbs 15:1? Was that Proverbs 15:1? The hand of the
21.
21:1? Yes, 21:1. Yes, sir.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 21 and verse 1. The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord. As the rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will.
The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord. Just like when y'all, I like the book of Clarence. I bought it. I bought it. I watched that movie. It's like Coming to America or, Ricky Bobby. It's one of those movies that, you just play because it's enjoyable to watch. I like watching black people in Jerusalem. I like it because it makes my mind, like Captain Shem says it all the time. And shout out to Captain Shem. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't able to be here, but we're going to hold it down for him. Mighty man doing mighty works. Cap say it all the time. No matter what, when we think of the characters that's in the Bible, we have white images in our minds still to this day sometimes. Yep. It's hard because we grew up watching white folk be Moses and Aaron and Jesus and Jeremiah and Daniel. We watch these things over and over and over and over. So I like to see black people be Thomas, the disciples, Jesus Christ, Mary. I like that. That representation is accurate. And it means something. You understand? It means something. for that to be that way. Media is there for a reason. Images are made for a reason because they mean something. Go back to the article.
In a letter written to Congress on Wednesday, the signatories condemned a series of recent U.S. strikes on boats in the Caribbean, including at least 3 originating from Venezuela, that have killed more than 20 people since September. The strikes are the first lethal U.S. military operations in the Caribbean in decades, part of what the Trump administration calls a fight against narco-terrorism.
Bruh.
You can't make this stuff up.
Be for real. Narcotics has been the lifeline of the United States since like the 50s and 60s. Let's not act like y'all ain't come on, y'all bring the drugs in here, bro. Yes, black people are the face of cocaine, crack, and heroin and all that stuff. We're the face of it, but y'all bring it into the country. You got Negroes from the projects that never left their city, their state, don't even have a passport, and they got a hold of Colombian drugs.
They can walk up the block and get it from T-Bay or whatever the hell his name is on the corner.
You know what I'm saying? How the hell did it get here? Y'all been doing this, has been y'all lifeline for years. Narco-terrorism. It looks like a regime change. Whoever you getting it from, you ain't liking them no more. So you going to put another puppet in place to keep your business going. That's what it's called. Go ahead.
Their playbook does not change because narco-terrorism is just another word for the war on drugs, which they waged in the 80s against Manuel Noriega, who they wanted to force a regime change. So it's the same thing going on again. They don't change their playbook. All y'all got to do is study history.
Hey, real quick, I know it's a curveball, but since we on that topic, look up Richard Nixon, war on drugs, comments.
I am not a crook.
Was it Nixon or Reagan?
It was Nixon. It was Nixon because he said that the war on drugs was really a war on Negroes and hippies. That's what it was for. They couldn't just outright set up Negroes on, these fallacious charges and these put them out in the media by themselves. So they ridiculed the white hippies that wanted to do the psychedelics and the drugs and all of that stuff. So they used them as collateral damage to get to us. But was that Nah, it's an article. Matter of fact, Michael, say something smart. Go ahead. I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah, to Cap's point with the drugs, when they did that, black people went to jail. They opened up things for even those hippies. They put them in methadone clinics, rehabilitation centers. That's what they did. They said, "Hey, you guys are animals because you using drugs, but you precious white people, you're the victims, and we're going to put you in nice homes that the government's going to fund."
There you
Hey,
go.
that's him.
There you go. See, I be knowing what I'm talking about sometime.
And half them hippies didn't go to jail.
Nope, they didn't. We fill them up. We fill up the jails. 60% of the time, I'm right every time.
Report. Aid says Nixon's war on drugs targeted blacks, hippies.
His war on drugs targeted blacks and hippies. That's all I really wanted. I don't want to go off the topic, but this is a CNN article. You can go ahead and look at it yourselves. But he targeted us, and the hippies was just collateral damage in order to get to us. See, that's what they do. Like Mikael said, their playbook don't change. They go after their target, and they use whatever pieces they can use to get to their target. If it's some of their own, so be it. They justify it by saying, well, we got to our real target. Go back to that article. The fight against narco-terrorism.
The Trump administration has not provided any valid legal justification for these strikes or any evidence to substantiate its claims that the victims were an imminent threat to the security of the United States.
I mean, what? Duh. This is what they do. They move about this world however they feel like moving. Get that in Isaiah 14 and verse 5.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 14 and verse 5.
So there's no legal justification for what they did, but there is a biblical not justification, but there's a biblical reason behind what they're doing. Go ahead.
The Lord had broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers. He who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke.
He smites the people in wrath with a continual stroke. How you bomb people in Venezuela and don't even say why? That's literally war crimes. That's unjustified murder. But who's going to tell them anything? Who's going to tell them anything? Who's going to bring them to court? Who's going to put them on trial? Because it's their friends that own all of the justice. Matter of fact, get that in Wisdom of Solomon. I know I'm throwing a lot of scriptures at you. It is what it is. I love it. I love the Bible. I love this history. I love, let the law of justice, I think it's Wisdom of Solomon 2 and 11. Yes, there you go.
The book of Wisdom.
Start at verse 10. Wisdom of Solomon 2, verse 10.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2 and verse 10. Let us oppress the poor, righteous man. Let us not spare the widow, nor reverence the ancient gray hairs of the age.
So they oppressed the poor, righteous men. Wasn't it Venezuela a couple of years ago that was throwing their money in the streets because it wasn't worth anything?
Yes, sir.
Who said that their money wasn't worth anything? Could it have been the IMF that's controlled by the United States of America? They said that their money wasn't worth nothing. Now you're accusing them of narco-terrorism with no proof. No proof.
Just like Israel was saying the Palestinians are Hamas, and just keep bombing. They learned it from their big brother.
Yep. That's all they do. They say, oh, Hamas was over there. Yeah. Why'd you bomb them? They had a tunnel underneath there.
Hang glided in. They had hang gliders. They were vicious hang gliders. They got through the Iron Dome. So now we got to wipe them out.
The Iron Dome is so sophisticated, it can't stop a hang glider. Look, me and Michael went to war. Have you ever seen a hang glider?
No.
I ain't never seen no hang gliding Ishmaelite drop a bomb on nobody. No. They coming on motorbikes. They coming in caprices. They coming in all kind of stuff. But I ain't never seen no hang glider, bro.
Northern with chicletas. They got chicletas on.
Yeah. Chancletas and bombs. That right. Yeah. Hey, the one thing that can get past the Iron Dome is a chancleta. Read verse 11.
Verse 11. Let our strength be the law of justice.
Their strength is the law of justice. Why? Because they write the laws. They write the laws. How do they oppress the people? By law. That's how they do it. They bombed Black Wall Street, then made a law saying you can't build on burned land. They bombed Venezuela and said, oh, they were narco-terrorists. It's written in our laws that if you're suspected of terrorism in any way, shape, or form, we have the right to take your life. No due process, no justice, no nothing. They worried about hostages over there in Israel from Ishmael, but yet they just killed 20 people in Venezuela. Like, look at what's really going on. Go back to Isaiah 14. And verse 6 again.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 14 and verse 6. He who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke, he that ruled the nations in anger is persecuted, and none hindereth.
And what have we been talking about? The fact that they're going to be persecuted. Israel and the U.S. will be persecuted, and ain't nobody going to be able to stop it. That's why the scriptures cannot be broken. This stuff is going to happen. It's best to get our mind right now. Was that it on that article? They got more? All right, let's get it.
Signed by nearly 60 organizations, including Oxfam America, Human Rights First, Mary Noel Office for Global Concerns, and the American Friends Service Committee. The letter called on members of Congress to block what it describes as unauthorized and illegal uses of force.
I mean, it is illegal. Like, you know, they said there's no legal justification for it. Read.
We fear, barring decisive action by members of Congress, there will be more strikes, more extrajudicial killings, and potentially a full-blown, limitless war with one or more countries in the region, with likely devastating humanitarian and geopolitical consequences, the letter said.
You know what those geopolitical consequences are going to be? NATO is not going to agree with what they're doing. They're not going to let them get away with it. The Lord is going to give these people a conscience for a time. And they're going to see the evil that Babylon the Great is really doing. If this ain't proof positive that this is Esau, I don't know what is. You Negroes out there talking about Saudi Arabia and all that crap. What you got to say about what's going on now? It's Esau that's the eagle. It's Esau that's ruling. It's Esau that's bombing people. It's Esau that's using the law of justice to their strength. It's them doing it. Who else is doing it? Damn sure ain't Ishmael. It is not the Arabs. They running from Esau right now. Look at what Egypt said. Egypt said, look, I know they bombing over there, but look, can't we all just get along? Esau got Ishmael talking like Rodney King. Can't we all just get along? Let's just have peace. Let's just have peace. Ain't no peace. They screaming peace, and there ain't no peace. Get article number 3.
Okay, why you getting that?
Yes, sir.
Can y'all get Hosea 5:15? Because what a lot of people, they like, so much is going on in the world. They're not looking at the big picture. ICE is raiding. They running through buildings right now like SWAT teams. They deporting. They sending people everywhere. So are our people being deported to Venezuela? Yes, they are. Is the U.S. attacking Venezuela? You better bet your bottom dollar. Read that Hosea 5:15. You gonna come in. The Lord gonna bring you up in there. Read that.
Hosea chapter 5 and verse 15. I will go and return to my place till they acknowledge their offense.
Read.
And seek my face. In their affliction.
In their what?
In their affliction.
Read.
They will seek me early.
The Lord say, look, when he starts afflicting, because we all catching it. Northern Kingdom is really catching it right now. On both ends, you getting deported. Then they send you to a country that they turn into a freaking war zone right now.
Oh, so Michael, to your point, ICE just killed a Puerto Rican sister. I don't know if y'all heard about that yet, but ICE just killed the Puerto Rican sister, saying that she tried to run up on them in a vehicle, and the body cam showing something totally different.
Yep.
So they getting afflicted. It's about to turn up, and she was a U.S. citizen. She was not from a different country. She was a U.S. citizen, born and raised here.
Hey, there was another Ephraimite sister that I talked to personally at the Chicago Puerto Rican Day Blitz. I talked to her personally, and she was upset and said that what we were doing out there was ruining the neighborhood. And I asked, I said, so the killing that happened the other day over there by the gas station, that's not ruining the neighborhood? We over here telling people to stop killing, stop using drugs. We over here trying to tell young men to be upstanding citizens. Yeah, but this is our day, and y'all are messing with our day, and she's literally on the news hacked up by authorities. So in their affliction, matter of fact, I'm gonna send it in. I'm gonna post it because the brothers had tagged me in it. Telling you, our people are gonna learn one way or another. They're gonna learn one way or another. See,
Hey, to that point, right there in Chicago, ICE ran through a whole apartment complex and deported people. Like they getting hacked up right now in Chicago, and on top of that, Trump is sending in the National Guard up there. So they're really getting afflicted right now, and they're gonna start opening their eyes, and they're gonna regret the day that they told us we was running the neighborhood for trying to show them the word of the Most High.
Yeah, and this lady is the alderman of the city. She's the alderman of the city. So she's an elected official. And I talked to this lady. And federal agents came in there and detained her. Y'all got it? Okay. In the meantime, you had Hosea 5:15, right?
Yes, sir.
Read that again.
Hosea chapter 5 and verse 15. I will go and return to my place till they acknowledge their offense and seek my face. In their affliction, they will seek me early.
We're going to start to seek the Lord, because when we get jacked up, who the first name we call out? Jesus. Oh, Lord. Oh, my God. I can't believe this. I swear to God. We do all that.
Yep.
That's the first name we call out. But when it's time for real change, that's the first name we run from. That's the first one we run from. But let's check this out.
To be placed under arrest. Do you have a sign judicial warrant for him?
That's the alderman right
Can
there in the
somebody go in
gray.
the hallway and get Lisa for me, please?
Judicial warrant for him.
Can somebody go in the hallway and get Lisa for me? This is an older person who's being under arrest. I need my other staffer who's...
You have a signed judicial warrant. I am asking. Do you have a signed judicial warrant for him? It is a question, sir. You are an agent. You are a federal agent.
We do not need a
You are a
warrant for
federal
somebody
agent. I
under
am an
arrest.
elected official, and I am asking.
That's what I'm saying.
Now you want to play ball. She got real feminine then. Do you have this? Do you? Look, they ain't trying to hear that.
They don't care.
Deaf adders.
No rights. You have no rights. You are a denizen, not a citizen. They can do you what they want to do to you, and they're showing you that.
Yep. And guess what? Ephraim, y'all are going to hear it from Judah. Y'all are going to hear it from the people that y'all did not expect to have the truth of God. Your own people, your brothers. That's right. So we pray that y'all Ephraimite brothers, y'all Simeon brothers, all Northern Kingdom, stand up. All right? We behind you.
That's
100%. We got y'all back. Bring the word to the people. Bring the word to the people. And those of y'all who may have at one point in time had the fire and the zeal to get it done, you better reignite it somehow, because time ain't stopping. And the prophecies is not slowing down. They not. You might want to get on this train before it's too late.
That's right.
Go to article number 3.
Spain's parliament formally approves Israel arms embargo.
Whoa. Look at the big brain on Brett. They are putting an embargo on Israel arms. I was watching this thing. I think it was on Amazon Prime. It was either on Amazon Prime or YouTube, one of the two. But it was showing how they had so many different types of weapons that they were creating. You know, weapons that could shoot around a corner. You thought that was a movie? Oh, no, that's real. They got weapons that could shoot around a corner. They can do that. And guess who gets it first? The IDF. They get all of the new stuff first. Why do they need all the new stuff first? I mean, really, how big is the IDF? How they got a few 100,000 in their military? You mean to tell me that few 100,000 is gonna keep that whole area on lock forever? Nope, not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. That's not prophetic. What's prophetic is them being jacked up. Continue reading.
The vote, which passes 178 votes to 169, enshrines into law an embargo that has been in effect since the war began. Spain's parliament has approved the enshrinement in law of a total arms embargo on Israel, permanently banning the sale of weapons, dual-use technology, and military equipment in response to the genocide in Gaza.
To the what?
To the genocide in Gaza.
So the reason why they want to ban it is because they're looking at what's happening in Gaza as a genocide. The world is not agreeing with it. We was talking to a Amalekite on Clubhouse the other day. Amalek act like ain't nothing going on. Oh no, the people in Israel are living in harmony with everyone and there's just nothing. So why does Gaza look like a barren wasteland of rubble and concrete? Why it look like that if they living in harmony? Because all they want to do is play the victim while being the aggressor. It's like they shooting you. Stop, you're hurting my feelings, but they still shooting you. You understand? This is what they do. These are the things that we have to watch and pray about. They're having genocide in Gaza, and the other nations are not agreeing with it. Go back to the article.
Lawmakers voted 178 to 169.
Hold on, look at that. 178 to 169. So 169 was still in agreement with it.
Yep.
9 votes. Damn. Go ahead.
Lawmakers voted 178 to 169 on Wednesday to ratify a decree announced in September by Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez, who has emerged as one of the most vocal critics on the global stage of Israel's conduct over the course of the 2-year war on Gaza.
It ain't no war. In a war, you have two opposing sides battling each other. They have been decimating Ishmael for 2 years straight. Ishmael hit them one time on October 7th and killed how many, they said? Well, like 1,300, maybe, something like that. Less than 2,000. They've killed hundreds of thousands already. Hundreds of thousands. And they're going to keep going. Bibi said, we ain't going to stop until they eradicate it. That's called genocide. That's what that's called. A bunch of people still wanted it to go on. It's been a 2-year engagement, a war for 2 years. They got people that can't even find their family members. They've been killing women and children for 2 years, calling them Hamas. Read on.
Israel's response to the terrible attacks committed by the terrorist group Hamas on October 7th, 2023, has ended up becoming an indiscriminate attack against the Palestinian population that the majority of experts have called genocide.
It's genocide at this point. The IDF gets all of the new weapons. They got all of the funding from the United States. They can do whatever they want. They can move about however they want. How are they the victim? How? It doesn't make sense. That's why we got to start to look at what's really going on in the world. You can't believe everything that they say. You can't believe nothing that they say, honestly. And Captain Yuri brought it up. He was like, look, I mean, this is the same rhetoric that all of y'all say. Talking to the Amalekite that we was talking to. It's like, but we have social media now. People have phones. They record what's happening. We can see it in real time with our own 2 eyes, what's really happening over there. Because before, there was no coverage like that. So they could say whatever they want, and we was forced to believe it. But now news outlets have become this right here. This has become the new news outlet. And people send videos all the time. They post videos all the time. And you can't stop it. The truth is going to come out one way or another. So we got break time. Hey, stick around, y'all. We're going on a short break. But when we come back, we're going to continue this scriptural assault against Amalek and Esau. Shalom.
To you by your oppressor. The mighty tribe of Gad! It ran all through Minneapolis, Minnesota. This whole continent of North America belongs to the so-called Mexicans, so-called Native Americans. And they are God's chosen people. But the conquistadors, the pale-faced, they have now came, taught you religions, and now steal your land and try to make borders to keep you out of a place that was fully already damn near. Read the Bible.
Black and brown people should come together and be more united than ever because together we are stronger.
This is the 11th hour. This is time for the Northern Kingdom to wake up because we can't get out of hell until they hear this word.
All right, let's go.
Hey, y'all see true peace in the Middle East. The prophecies cannot be broken. Y'all see the war that's going on in the thumbnail? We about to talk about all these nations that's against Israel. So let's get into it. Let's go. Yep.
Hey, all praise. Hey, welcome back, y'all. Look, this is the second half of the show. We about to go in, bro. We about to go in, bro. All right? Because, look, everybody going to be scared to talk about this topic. It is what it is. We not scared because this is our job. This is our profession. All right? Israel is one of the most hated people right now. This is the start of the downfall. Get Obadiah.
Break it out.
I got to come out swinging, bro. Verse 1.
Obadiah, verse 1. The vision of Obadiah, thus saith the Lord God, concerning Edom.
Concerning Edom. Go ahead.
We have heard a rumor from the Lord, and an ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle.
Who's going to say that? The nations. Let's rise up against her in battle. Who's going to say that? NATO. The other nations that see the evil that this nation is doing. Go ahead.
Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised.
And we're going to see. Let's go to article number 4, which is a YouTube video. Let's see how greatly despised they are actually becoming today.
Palestinian solidarity demonstrators have marched through Mexico and Chile's capitals, demanding their governments sever diplomatic ties with Israel. The protests mark the second anniversary of the October 7th attack on Israel. Demonstrators denounced Israel's ongoing military campaign in Gaza. They urged their governments to take a firmer stance and increase international pressure on Israel to end the violence.
We're in front of La Moneda to demand Mr. Boric, president of Chile, to sever relations with Israel. At this point, we can't maintain those ties. There's no justification. He must sever relations. Humanity is worth far more than political interests or the economy.
The struggle for Palestine is not a struggle alien to our country, Mexico. The struggle for Palestine is a struggle for humanity.
On behalf of all Mexican students and the entire Mexican population, we stand in solidarity with Palestine and demand an end to the genocide.
Hey, now remember this. Mexican president is Amalek too. The president of Mexico is a Amalekite woman. So don't think that this is all Issachar. Some Edomites spread up in that thing. You know what I'm saying? You saw the dude, his name was Mohammed Bayal. You know that dude was a damn devil. Oh, yeah. It is what it is. Right. It is what it is. Look. Y'all put him on camera. It is what it is. But as you can see, Mexico and Chile are protesting what's going on in Gaza. Why? Because they see that it's genocide. You're not going to continually get away with genocide. You got away with it in Panama. You got away with it at the foundation of this country. You got away with it in the Congo. You got away with it in Israel first. How was it established as a state? The Nakba. That's how it was established. By genocide. Y'all ain't going to keep getting away with it. These nations, they starting to get a little power within themselves too. And all they need is the backing of a few. And enough confidence to come against the United States. And they gonna get it. They are going to get it. Continue playing.
Thousands have taken to the streets of Colombia's capital, Bogota. They're demanding an end to the war in Gaza.
So now you got people in Colombia. You had Mexico, you had Chile. Now you got Colombia. Go ahead.
A number of major roads were closed to accommodate the march. Al Jazeera's Mariana Sanchez has the latest from Bogota.
Well, several thousands of Colombians have been marching towards the very center of the capital. They're going to the presidential palace, and they've been peacefully marching. Although some protesters did burn the American flag, they had come, many of these protesters, from the
Pause it. Look at where the stars should be on the flag. Look at what's there. It's a bunch of swastikas. So what do they call in the United States? Nazis. Are they wrong?
No.
I mean, they did do Operation Paperclip. They did, use those Nazi scientists to help further their nuclear arsenal. So it's not like those people are, outside their mind by putting it on there. It is what it is.
Hey, Cap, you know what this shows, though, right? is starting to show that people are starting to wake up to see the atrocities America's been doing. It's starting to show that people starting to understand that America is behind all of the stuff that Israel's been able to do. Because whenever you talk about Israel, you have to talk about America. They two in the same. When you read Ezekiel 35 verse 10, these are the two countries, and everybody's starting to see that without America's support, Israel is not as strong as they are.
Hey, get in and read it.
Well, first let me get 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, and let's read verse 3 right quick.
Bring it out.
The book of 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 3.
Uh-huh.
Let no man deceive you by any means. For that day shall not come.
That day is talking about Christ's return. He said that day shall not come, read.
Except there come a falling away first.
That falling away is talking about us as Israelites, us going into slavery. Read on.
And that man of sin be revealed.
Then that man of sin is going to start to be revealed. Jump down to verse 7 now.
Verse 7.
No, read verse 6.
Verse 6. And now ye know what withholdeth, that he might be revealed in his time.
Now you know why they have not been revealed in this time. These things, these prophecies had to come to pass first. Read on.
For the mystery of iniquity doth already work.
Because this man, this mystery, it's already in power right now. Paul couldn't say who it was. He had to speak in code. Read.
Only he who now letteth will let.
That means God. God is the only person that's allowing these things to happen. Read.
Until he be taken out of the way.
Uh-huh.
And then shall that wicked be revealed.
That wicked with a capital W is America. America is being revealed now behind the backing of Israel. All of the weapons that Israel has been American weapons. Israel don't have the $3 billion that America sends to Israel every year. Those are American weapons. They are supporting Israel. They're support. Trump already said he's trying to make Gaza into he's trying to have a Trumptopia on the coast of Gaza. So they already know that these things is happening. Get Ezekiel chapter 35 verse 10 now.
Ezekiel chapter 35 and verse 10.
Uh-huh.
Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and has
I'm sorry. Hold on, not Ezekiel. Hold on. Let me get it real quick. Is that Ezekiel 35 and 10?
Yeah.
Oh, no,
35
no,
and 10.
He
was reading 35 and 5.
I was reading 5. Verse 10. Because thou hast said, these two nations and these two countries.
These two countries is Israel and America. Read.
Shall be mine.
Uh-huh.
And we will possess it, whereas the Lord was there.
And that's what it is. Israel and America is these two countries that everybody's going to start to see that, look, these people are behind all of the atrocities, all of the destruction that's going on. These two, notice that whatever Israel does, America is not saying nothing. When Trump asked about what's going on in Gaza, he said, look, I'm just ready for this to be over with. I'm just waiting for it to be done with. He's not talking about the genocide that's going on in Gaza because secretly he's backing it. He's behind it. He wants it. Really, Israel is doing America's bidding. That's what it is. All right?
Yep. And when it says possess it, whereas the Lord was there, they possess Israel as the Israelis, and they possess America as Christians. They think that they got the same Lord, but they don't. Their Lord is Satan. That's who they is. Their Lord is Satan. And that's why these other nations are starting to despise them. Look, they are greatly despised. Let's go to the next article. Sky News article. I like Sky News. Sky News be telling you some stuff that the United States bubble won't.
Gaza war latest. Israel's government approves ceasefire and hostage release deal for Gaza.
Hamas
says Donald Trump's Gaza deal amounts to a permanent ceasefire as the Israeli government meets to sign it off amid opposition from a key minister.
So they're going to call this a permanent ceasefire. Now, how could they have a permanent ceasefire with a people that they have been bombing and murdering for 2 years straight? Why would they just stop? Could it be that the United States has a little bit more power to make them stop?
And they said Hamas said so. Is there a spokesperson? Is he like where is this Hamas dude at?
Nowhere.
Yeah, because they said Hamas says Donald Trump. So where's the Hamas representative?
Could be a puppet master in Hamas. The Hamas, the boogeyman. Let's read the latest of what's happened. So the first thing we're going to read is 34 minutes ago. Let's see.
U.S. to send 200 troops to Israel as part of regional team to monitor ceasefire.
Why you got to send 200 troops over there to monitor a ceasefire?
Can't make it up.
It's a ceasefire. Y'all supposed to be negotiating with y'all leaders and stopping the ceasefire. Matter of fact, I mean, is Hamas really fighting back at this point? Are they able to fight back? I mean, they under a lot of rubble. It's kind of hard to shoot off weapons underneath a pile of concrete.
Didn't they have troops in Qatar when they got bombed? Why they didn't stop that?
Right.
So that don't mean nothing for them troops to be over there.
That's what I'm saying. Go back to it.
The United States is sending about 200 troops to Israel to help support and monitor the Gaza ceasefire. As part of a team that includes several partner nations, according to U.S. officials.
Let's see what those partner nations are.
The U.S. troops will work alongside forces from Egypt, Qatar, Turkey, and the UAE, but will not enter Gaza.
Hey, there you go, Officer Thomas. Qatar. They working with Qatar, meaning it was all a setup. They call people there and they say they're going to work on a ceasefire, and then they bombed them while they were in Qatar.
But you see what it said. Look up the word fratricide. This is why they ain't going to let U.S. troops go into Gaza. You got to look at what Esau's called fratricide. Look it up.
You got to spell that for them, Walter.
Okay,
They black.
Yeah, they black
You gotta
over
sound
there.
it out. F-R-A, fratricide. F-R-A-T. Fratricide, look it up. Look it up. Oh, they went to public school. Let me send it to them. I got y'all. Yeah. F-R-A-T-R-I-C-I-D-E.
Yeah.
What a sound.
You got to give it to them again.
F-R-A-T-R-I-C-I-D-E. There we go. Now get the second definition. This is why they ain't gonna let the U.S. troops go into Gaza right here.
Fratricide. Second definition.
Yep.
The accidental killing of one's own forces in war.
That's why they ain't letting them go in there. They say, look, but they're not going to enter Gaza. That's why. Cause their ceasefire, it probably lasted. The ink wasn't even dry. They were probably still firing bombs over at Gaza.
Yep.
So you can't send U.S. troops in there because you're probably gonna hit them too.
Because
so that's just another name for friendly fire.
That's exactly what it is.
Because when they was sending medical supplies to the people in Gaza, they bombed the people that was carrying the medical supplies. So they said, all right, we'll let y'all get medical supplies. Then when the medical supplies started to roll in, they bombed them before they could even get the supplies to the people who needed it. So look at what's really happening. They ain't gonna keep their word. They're gonna do this thing that they've been doing since the dawn of time. Break their covenants. That's what they're gonna do. Matter of fact, get that. Psalms.
Psalms 51 and 20.
Because like to your point, Cap, they just held up them trying to send aid with the food with the little white girl in that international waters. That's illegal. And they still did it anyway.
And it was one of their own. which goes to show you they will commit fratricide. They will use you as collateral damage in order to get their greater good accomplished. The ends will definitely justify the means in their eyes. Read that.
50.
The book of Psalms, chapter 55 and verse 20. He hath put forth his hands against such as be at peace with them.
That's what they do. They put forth their hands against such as be at peace with them. Go ahead.
He hath broken his covenant.
He always break his covenant. Always. Look at Gad. They broke every treaty that they ever signed with Gad. And you think that they're going to change over time? They couldn't even keep their word about bringing medical supplies to children. You think they're going to keep their word now? That ain't about to happen. Go back to the article.
The U.S. troops.
So wait. So they're going to work alongside of Egypt, Qatar, Turkey, and the UAE. So they're gonna work. The U.S. troops are going to work alongside of Ishmael to talk about a ceasefire with their own brothers that are being genocidally eradicated by the people that they're about to work with.
Yeah, and not to mention the weapons that they're using to eradicate your people gave them to them. The U.S. gave Israel them weapons, and now you're going to come over to say, hey, we here to help you now, even though we gave them the means to destroy you.
Right.
But all of them is under America's wing, though.
Mm-hmm.
All them countries, Egypt, Qatar, all of them get money from the United States. So it's not a coincidence that they supposedly going to be working with the United States.
Thing is, remember, Turkey was trying to solidify their position in NATO. They kept getting denied. You know what I'm saying? Like, when these folks remember their nature, y'all are in trouble. Man. Go back to the article. We first reported
on the story a few hours ago. See initial post published at 11 p.m. But we now have confirmed details of the plan. Speaking on condition of
anonymity,
the U.S. official said a civil military coordination center will be set up in Israel to support the delivery of humanitarian aid to Gaza, as well as logistical and security operations.
Yeah, right. Go ahead.
Their comments offer some of the first insights into how the ceasefire deal will be overseen and confirm that the U.S. military will play a role.
Oh, my goodness. You want to know why? Because they are firmly behind Israel. They are the only country that's firmly behind Israel. All the other countries, they are not. They are not behind Israel. They don't see that they're doing any good. Everybody sees this as what it is, genocide. That's how the 10 horns are going to hate the whore. That's what's going to start to happen. Go back to the article.
The American troops will work in coordination with the Israeli military, one of the officials said. Another official added that the exact placement of U.S. forces is still being determined and will be addressed on Friday.
Yeah, because like Officer Michael brought out, they don't want their troops to get hurt while they over there doing whatever they need to do. Keep scrolling. Oh, wait. While Israel and Hamas have agreed to the first phase of the Trump administration's plan to stop the fighting, key issues remain unresolved, including Hamas disarmament, the withdrawal of Israeli troops, and the future governance of Gaza. So Hamas disarmament means them giving up their weapons. Well, what weapons are they going to give up? If everybody that you see is Hamas, what weapons are they going to give up? That's literally, drop your weapons. I don't have a weapon. Yes, you do. Like, what weapons are they going to You've been killing them for 2 years. It's been a slaughter. It's been a genocide. What weapons do they have? Then it said, what else? Withdrawal of Israeli troops from where? From Gaza. They're not going to withdraw Israeli troops. They've been taking over the entire land for decades. They're not going to draw the troops out right now. Why? Because of the third part. What was it?
And the future governance of Gaza.
Meaning they don't want it to be a state. But all of the other nations do. Australia's one of them. They want to recognize them as a state. So if they recognize them as a state, then they got to have some sort of governance. Who's going to govern them? The United States and Israel want to put their own person in there, just like they do at all other countries that they take over. They'll take over it, put a puppet in there, and the puppet will agree to everything.
Yep.
It's the same old playbook.
Edom don't change. Edom covets lands. This right here is a land grab and a money grab, because Palestine sits on top of oil. So they want the oil in Palestine. They also want that land of Palestine so they can build the Ben Gurion Canal going through Palestine and Gaza, because they don't own 100% of the Suez Canal, but they'll own 100% of the Ben Gurion Canal, and they can charge people to bring their ships through the canal. So it's all a money grab. It's all a play. And, of course, Donald Trump is going to get his cut. And what did he call it? Trumptopia he wants to build in Gaza?
That's it.
Yep.
There's build retreats and a resort over there.
Yeah, because it's beachfront property, basically.
Yeah, that's pretty much what you say, yeah. Him and, what you call him, BB?
Yep, BB.
They trying to hook it up.
Go back to the article.
All the hostages believed to be alive and who are due for release. As Israeli ministers approve the first steps in a U.S.-backed peace plan, we take a look at the hostages still believed to be alive and who are set to return home any day now.
So they are talking about a peace plan. Peace.
And they say hostages. I remember vividly back 2 years ago when this whole thing started. They showed one woman that they alleged put in the trunk. Now it's 250 people. Like, hadn't been any photos, any of that. Nothing. You know, they usually have a family on the news on CNN crying. Oh yeah, please, I'm sending my son home, my daughter. None of that. But they are believed hostages to be alive. Okay.
Yep. Hey, get that for when it shall say peace and safety.
The book of 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 and verse 3. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape.
Go back to the article.
Israel says that of the 250 initially taken captive in Hamas,
No, as part.
As part of the first phase of the peace deal.
Of the what deal?
Of the peace deal.
The peace deal. So they hollering out peace right now. But is that really going to be the thing that happens? Well, let's go to one of my favorite chapters, 2nd Ezra chapter 15. And let's see what's going to happen in that area. Who's going to have peace? Is there going to be peace? Is that biblical? Is that prophetic that it's going to be peace? Remember we used to say that back in the day? Peace to the Middle East. Ain't no peace in the Middle East. Never has been, never will be. The only time there's going to be peace is when we are back in our rightful place as the rulers of this world.
That's right.
That's it. You ain't getting no other peace after that. You ain't getting no other peace before that. 2nd Ezra 15 and...
Start at 27?
Yes.
The book of 2nd Ezra chapter 15 and verse 27. For now are the plagues come upon the whole earth, and ye shall remain in them. For God shall not deliver you, because ye have sinned against him.
That's for you Negroes and Hispanics and the diaspora spread abroad. Y'all is trapped up in them false religions. Y'all that don't want to believe us because we just some Negroes from America, or we just some Negroes from the project. Well, guess what? Nothing that these Negroes have said out of this book has been wrong. You might want to start to believe what the Bible is saying. You might want to look at it as, damn, they know the truth of the Bible? Yes. The people that were long lost, decrepit, put at the bottom of society, the forgotten, we now have the answers to all questions biblical. We now have the information that God has always wanted his people to have. We have it. You got to listen. Read on.
Verse 28. Behold, an horrible vision, and the appearance thereof from the east.
The appearance thereof from the east. Read on.
Where the nations of the dragons of Arabia shall come out with many chariots.
The nations of the dragons of Arabia, that included Egypt, Qatar, Turkey, the UAE. That included them. They are part of the dragons of Arabia. Go ahead.
And the multitude of them shall be carried as the wind upon earth.
They shall be carried as the wind upon earth. How? By their tanks, their militaries, their armies. Go ahead.
That all they which hear them may fear and tremble.
That's why I said in the other chapters, in Jeremiah 49, that the least of the flock is going to draw them out. Draw them out to what? To the war, to the battle. And their hearts are going to be faint like a woman in travail, like a woman in her pangs of birth. Go ahead.
Also, the Carmanians.
The Carmanians are the Iranians, the same ones that they talking about. They don't want Israel saying that they want problems with. That Russia said that they're going to back up. That Pakistan said that they're going to back up. Those same Carmanians, meaning Iran, go ahead.
Also the Carmanians, raging in wrath, shall go forth as the wild beasts of the wood.
As the wild boars of the wood. What does a wild boar do? A wild boar goes for the eyes.
Mess you up.
Those tusks, you don't want to mess with no wild boar. I don't know too many people that went up against a wild boar and they ain't get messed up.
Nah, it'll hurt you.
They will. That's how they're going to come out. They're going to come out as the wild boars of the wood. Go ahead.
And with great power shall they come.
What great power? Their military. Iran got a military. That's why the United States wants them to cease from their nuclear capabilities. That ain't going to happen. You want to disarm them and keep yours? That ain't going to happen, bro. It's not even smart. Go ahead.
And join battle with them, and shall waste a portion of the land of the Assyrians.
Who are they going to join battle with? With the dragons of Arabia. And they're going to waste a portion of the land of the Assyrians, which is what? Israel. They're going to waste a portion of that land. They're already talking about it. They're already talking about it. These things is going to happen. They going to happen. It's going to happen. It's not going to stop. The Bible said it. The words cannot be broken. The prophecies will be fulfilled. Read on.
And then shall the dragons have the upper hand.
How are the dragons going to have the upper hand?
Remembering their nature.
Because they're going to remember their nature. They're going to come together. They're going to have the upper hand in the battle. Go ahead.
And if they shall turn themselves, conspiring together in great power to persecute them.
They're going to persecute Esau. But look at it. I'm telling you, this stuff is going to happen. Let's go to the next video.
And why they y'all got it? Oh, go ahead.
Great to be with you, Carly. Listen, the word historic has been used a lot this morning, and it absolutely should be. This is a groundbreaking, historic political achievement based on the back end of both Israeli and even American use of military force in the region, and even diplomacy in the region to really press on adversaries and allies alike to get Hamas to give up all of the hostages, both dead and remaining, and to allow really the political space to emerge to go for all of the Trump 20-point peace plan.
Yeah, and until the hostages are in the arms of their loved ones, I said it before, it feels like you're holding your breath. So desperate that this moment actually happens, and there is room for things to fall apart. How concerned are you about that?
You know, hold on, pause it. You know what I see about this though? They steadily talking about these hostages for Israel. But to Cap's point, they ain't even talking about sending no medical aid into Gaza. All I'm hearing about is these hostages got to be released to Israel.
Because they the victims. At all times, they the victims. They always the victim.
I mean, you see what's going on. You see the desolation. They ain't talking about, no, we just need these hostages before this peace plan can go forward. We just want the hostages. Nothing about, you know, sending in food or nothing for these people that are starving over there in Gaza, bro.
My thing is this too, Austin Thomas. Where are they keeping the hostages? Because I don't see many structures still intact over there.
Exactly.
Where are these hostages at? Did Hamas have like a Hilton or Marriott somewhere that was off-site while they was engaged in battle with Israel? Because I don't see where they kept these hostages. Could be wrong. Maybe they got them stashed off somewhere, you know.
Oh, they ain't. I don't look. They could say anything. They have been saying anything. When the Twin Towers got hit, they said that it was insurgents from Iraq. No, insurgents from Afghanistan. And then we invaded Iraq. That ain't even make no damn sense. They said it was Afghanis and Pakistanis, and we said, all right, so we should invade Iraq. Like, what did that have to do with anything? But the American people ain't gonna say nothing. Why? Because of popular opinion. The media is going to be used to further what they want to say. But now, y'all have made the media so readily accessible. Everybody can be a reporter now. Yeah. Not only are people being models, not only is every woman a model now, not only is every man a rapper now, not only is everybody a famous person now, an influencer, not only is everybody famous and all of that, but now everybody's a reporter. They're now reporting on things that they're seeing. The truth of what's going on in the world is actually being seen in real time, shot by real people. And you can't stop it. It is what it is. If you ban TikTok, they're going to come out with TokTik. Yeah. You ban Instagram, they're going to come out with Instacam. They're going to express themselves. You opened that gate. You opened that gate, not us. You did that. And now it's going to get used against you. All praise to the Most High for it. Go to the next article. So you saw everybody that was hugging and, you know, there was all good. It's always all love and peace and peace. Let's just wait. Yeah, they popping bottles. The war's still going on. People still getting murdered. Kids still missing limbs and family members, and you popping bottles. Are they really the ones that are oppressed? Come on.
Gustavo Petro made the announcement in front of tens of thousands of his supporters in Bogotá at the end of the May Day parade.
The government of change of the President of the Republic announces that tomorrow we will break diplomatic relations with the State of Israel for having a government and a president who is genocidal. Today, all of humanity in the streets by the millions agrees with us, and we agree with them. The times of genocide, of the extermination of an entire people, cannot return before our eyes. We cannot remain passive. If Palestine dies, humanity dies, and we will not let it die.
Now,
Petro's
you know, Northern Kingdom, y'all some silly doves. It is what it is. I mean, I understand what you're saying. I get it. I understand what you're saying. It's not right. And it's not right. It's not right to commit genocide against any race of people. It's really not right. It's not a good thing. It's not a good thing to watch. It's not a good thing to see. It is truly a devastating thing to happen. And yes, those people have to pay for it, which is why I'm glad they're saying that they severing ties with them. Because you should. Nobody should be supporting that. You should not be supporting that. You understand? That's why we have to go back to what the scriptures have said. Read that in Obadiah verse 2 again.
The book of Obadiah, verse 2. Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised.
Why are they greatly despised? Because they are genocidal maniacs. They're killing indiscriminately. And they're killing people that are really not even fighting back. But it's not over yet. There's still more to go.
Can I get a let me get Amos chapter 1 right quick because yeah, what's going on
Bring it
over
on.
there? It is an atrocity, but at the same time, look, it's judgment from God.
That's right.
All right, let me get Amos chapter 1 and verse 6.
The book of Amos, chapter 1 and verse 6. Thus saith the Lord, for 3 transgressions of Gaza, and for 4, I will not turn away the punishment thereof.
God said He's not going to turn away the punishment from Gaza. Read.
Because they carried away captive the whole captivity to deliver them up to Edom.
Showing you what? That these other nations, whenever they have a chance to have an alliance to bring down Israel, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native, I'm talking about the true Israelites. They gonna side with they gonna side with Esau. They gonna side with Edom. Now they gonna get it. Now read verse 9.
Verse 9. Thus saith the Lord.
No, hold on. I'm sorry. Read. No, that's not the one I want.
Keep reading from 7.
Yeah, read verse 7.
Verse 7. But I will send a fire on the wall of Gaza, which shall devour the palaces thereof.
And that's what you see what Israel is doing right now. Read.
And I will cut off the inhabitant from Ashdod, and him that holdeth the scepter from Ashkelon.
Read.
And I will turn mine hand against Ekron, and the remnant of the Philistines shall perish.
Now jump down now to verse 11.
Verse 11. Thus saith the Lord, for 3 transgressions of Edom, and for 4, I will not turn away the punishment thereof.
So guess what? Edom is the so-called white man. God, they gonna get what's coming to them too. But you just gotta be patient. You gotta be wait. The Lord is doing everything for a reason. He's really methodical in his prophecies and his judgments. Why? To give us time to repent. The Lord is having all of this stuff happen for us to repent, for us to see this stuff and say, damn, this stuff really happening. Let me get my stuff together. Because sooner or later, it's coming to America. So we should not put our trust in America. Read on.
Because he did pursue his brother with the sword, and did cast off all pity, and his anger did tear perpetually, and he kept his wrath forever.
Read on.
But I will send a fire upon Teman.
God gonna send nuclear destruction to them. That's what that fire is. Read.
Which shall devour the palaces of Basra.
God gonna destroy them. That's what's gonna happen. This is the prophecies that have not been fulfilled. That's what we talking about right now today. All right.
Hey, can I jump in there?
Get it in.
Hey, give me Joel chapter 3, start at verse 9.
The book of Joel, chapter 3 and verse 9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare war.
He said to prepare war. And yes, this is talking about natural Gentiles, the real Gentiles, those nations. Read.
Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords, and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong.
Read.
Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither, cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord. Cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord. Let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat, for there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about.
So the Lord said, let all the heathen come to the valley of Jehoshaphat. Again, that's the Middle East. Again, that's right there in Israel. And he said there he's going to sit to judge the heathen. Jump over to Zechariah chapter 14. Start at verse 2.
The book of Zechariah, chapter 14 and verse 2.
Uh-huh.
For I will gather all nations against Jerusalem to battle, and the city they shall be taken, and the houses rifled, and the women ravished.
So this is what's going to be happening to Esau, and the nations is going to be doing this to Esau. Watch this, read.
And half of the city shall go forth into captivity,
Mm-hmm.
and the residue of the people shall not be cut off from the city.
So the residue of the people will not be cut off from the city, meaning they're going to be trapped in the city while all this is going on. Read.
Then shall the Lord go forth and fight against those nations.
So after the nations destroyed Jerusalem and put half of them in captivity, then the Lord's going to come and fight those nations. Read.
As when he fought in the day of battle.
Read.
And his feet shall stand in that day upon the Mount of Olives, which is before Jerusalem on the east.
So again, where the Lord ascended into the heaven is where he's going to descend and cause destruction. He's going to touch down and he's going to give those nations hell and bring heaven to the nation of Israel. Read.
And the Mount of Olives shall cleave in the midst thereof toward the east and toward the west, and there shall be a very great valley. And half of the mountain shall remove toward the north, and half of it toward the south.
That's how much power that Jesus Christ is coming with when he's coming in the valley of decision to destroy these nations.
One more cap. I got one more cap. Give me Zechariah chapter 12 and verse 3.
Start at 2.
This what
Start at. Hey, I was already right there. Start at 2.
Because this what we've been touching on the whole time. We've been we talking about the people who gone against Israel. All right, read this real quick.
The book of Zechariah, chapter 12 and verse 2. Behold, I will make Jerusalem a cup of trembling until all the people round about.
Why are they a cup of trembling? Because they seeing the atrocities that Israel is doing to Gaza. They bomb Gaza and all these surrounding cities around them. Read.
When they shall be in the siege, both against Judah and against Jerusalem.
Read on.
And in that day will I make Jerusalem a burdensome stone for all people.
We seeing this right here on the news. We just seen Spain cutting ties with them. We seen last week we touched how they don't want them in FIFA, none of their sports. Now we got Mexico. We seeing Israel as being a burdensome stone to all people. Read on.
All that burden themselves with it shall be cut in pieces.
And who is the only country that's standing with Israel? America. Read that part again. It said what?
All that burden themselves with it shall be cut in pieces.
So guess what? America is going to be brought to pieces with Israel. Read on.
Though all the people of the earth be gathered together against it.
You see that? All the other nations are gathered together against Israel. This is the prophecy that we read in the Bible right here. All right? That's it.
All praises. Yes, sir. Go to the next article or video. Telling you, bro, this is not stopping. This is not stopping. We are showing y'all out of the Bible that all of these things are going to happen. We're showing you what's going to happen. We're showing you why it's happening now. It's going to get worse. Get your life together now. We all going to have things that we battle with. It is what it is. We're going to fight until we die or until Christ come back. But it's those things are there to keep us humble,
right?
So that we don't think too highly of ourselves and become unmerciful. We become yeah, I'm gonna say unmerciful because that covers a whole plethora of things. You understand? We're gonna start looking at our brothers with an evil eye because they can't get over whatever they gotta get over. We're gonna start looking at our sisters one way. We're gonna be unforgiving, all that stuff. We have to look at God for the grace that he gave us. Well, that's what we got to depend on. Y'all got the next one?
Since 2023, 4 countries have suspended diplomatic ties with Israel. But what triggered this sudden shift in just 2 years? The 4 Latin American countries that suspended their diplomatic relations with Israel include Belize, Bolivia, Colombia, and Nicaragua. The reason for this move is the Gaza war, which began in 2023, the same year that cutting ties began. But why did this war make a difference compared to many other ongoing conflicts? The Gaza war is not just another conflict between 2 nations. It has been labeled as genocide and ethnic cleansing, and not only by NGOs like Amnesty International, but also by leaders such as Colombian President Gustavo Petro. Tap here to discover why this conflict is different.
So they are looking at this as a genocide. As you saw that aerial view, there are people that's still under all of that rubble. They haven't even recovered all of the bodies. That city is straight up a ghost land. It's been bombed out and depleted. And nothing is going to bring them back. Go to the next one.
Do you understand the performance of stupidity that we have all been part of for decades? And now it's the time to stop.
UN experts Francesca.
You got to pause it so I can read it.
UN expert Francesca Albanese called on countries and companies to divest from Israel's economy.
It's time for an arms embargo, and it's time for businesses to cut ties with Israel. The very fact of engaging in something that concerns and translates into economic gain and profits, it's problematic, lest the companies and their executives are ready to face responsibility and even criminal liability. If 60,000 people killed do not push us to taking seriously international obligations, then we're really, really beyond the pale.
So what she's showing is like every business deal that y'all do, every political tie that y'all have, it contributes to the genocide. Why? They're using their political power and weapons, military, to continue this, and nobody's saying nothing. She's saying that's stupidity to continue to do this. It's stupidity to continue to support them economically when what they're doing with their economics is decimating a whole nation of people. Go ahead.
Albanese published a report in early July calling out dozens of companies. She accused of being implicated in Israel's ethnic cleansing of Palestinians.
So you got IBM, Microsoft, Amazon, Cat, Booking.com, Airbnb, Chevron, BP, Volvo. You got all of these different companies. HD, you got all of these different companies that are in bed with them economically, business-wise. Go ahead.
It's a fiction that there is a line dividing, separating the good Israel within Israel and the bad Israel in the occupied territory.
Stop.
No.
Because that's something that Amalekite said when we were talking to her. They said, well, if they are doing that, then those are the bad Israelis.
Sure.
And we don't condone what they're doing, but that has nothing to do with me because I'm good. I'm the good Israeli. No, you're not. Y'all all the same.
Right.
Y'all all the same. Y'all are the fork-tongued dragon serpent from way back in the gap. Y'all are the same. That's why she's saying there's no line dividing the good Israel from the bad Israel. Go ahead.
The economy is one. Israel's economy is one and one only. There is no possibility to stepping out of this situation other than for member states to do what the International Court of Justice demands through its ruling and through its provisional measures. Imposing an arms embargo immediately. It's not about asking for a ceasefire. This is not a war. This is a genocidal campaign.
Ooh-wee.
Albanese also called on consumers to reconsider how they spend their money.
So she wants to hit them economically. That's really dangerous when it comes to Esau. You start to mess with their pockets, they take your life. You understand? The International Criminal Court has already said that they want Bibi in handcuffs. The United States said, yeah, that ain't going to happen. That's not going to happen. Yeah, but they committed war crimes. So what? It's not going to happen. That's what they do. They know that. Their strength is the law of justice. They make the laws. So she's letting it be known that all of these people with economic ties, they need to stop it and put an arms embargo on them. Stop giving them weapons. And Spain was one of the ones to do that. Go ahead.
We should wake up and realize that we are part of a system where we are all entangled, and choices that we make in the UK or in Switzerland have an impact elsewhere, in Congo and in Palestine, for example. Probably this year it's the most modest contribution not to support the erasure of Palestine is stopping normalizing the occupation by a click. So let's choose other ways to plan our holidays that Booking.com and Airbnb, because they have normalized the occupation with a click. They continue, even at this time, to advertise nice neighborhoods in settlements. Settlements are stolen land, and profiteering from the gains made in this way might amount to money laundering in certain jurisdictions.
Oh my goodness, she going in, bruh.
Yeah, I don't suspect they gonna keep her around too much longer.
For real, she needs security, bro.
Yeah,
This lady said, I mean, you can stop it with a click. I mean, you can stop booking, you can stop using these apps in order to book because they're advertising nice settlements. That's stolen land. A settlement is a stolen land. That's what they call, the Israelis call themselves, settlers. You're not a settler, you're a stealer. That's what they said about the pilgrims over here in America. Oh, the ancient settlers. No, the ancient thieves, the ancient robbers. They stole this land, just like they're trying to steal Palestine too. This lady said at this point, the money that they're gaining off of the genocide is like money laundering. You got blood money and you filter it through a legitimate business. Ooh-wee.
And this the reason why America's relationship is so important to Israel. Let me get Revelations 18 verse 3, because you seen all of those companies that had ties with Israel. Most of those companies was from America, France, and UK, right? Read this real quick.
Revelations chapter 18 and verse 3. For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. And the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her. And the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies.
So that wine is going into the policies of America. That's what that wine is going to. They drunk off the wine and the policies of America and Israel. And it says, the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. So if this lady is telling people to look, stop dealing with Israel, stop doing business with them, that means you got to lose out on money. And a lot of these countries are not going to be willing to do that, because guess what? I guarantee you, if some of these countries say, look, we're going to stop doing business with Israel, America going to put sanctions on them.
Yep.
I guarantee you that's what's going to happen.
Hell, America probably got sanctions on more countries than the countries that's doing business with Israel.
You remember, Cap, Trump said, hey, look, They gotta pay.
Yep.
They getting paid. Believe that.
He said if NATO don't pay, they don't get protection.
Right.
I mean, he said that. That came out of DJ mouth. You know what I'm saying? We didn't say that. He did. Hey, go to number, I believe it is 11. Go back to them man, we wasn't gonna have time to get the Scott Ritter joint. Number 11. So you're gonna have to like read this. I'll read it. Rewind it. First thing that must happen, go ahead, is the cancellation of all forms of normalization. Secondly, we call for severing ties and imposing sanctions. I know that I can't. I'm realistic. I understand, and I know the balances. I can't say. We're not asking Arab armies to come and fight. But at the very least, and we've demanded this for more than once, in light of this horrific crime, after 48 days of siege and starvation, 57 Arab and Islamic countries could send humanitarian convoy to break the siege and challenge Israel by raising the flags of those countries. Would Israel bomb a humanitarian convoy?
Yes.
Yes, Ishmael, they would. Bringing medicine and food to a besieged?
Yes, they would.
And starving people? Of course they would.
They bombed the hospital.
This is an action they can take and must take. In addition, of course, to working at that level of all international institutions to demand punitive measures against what Israel is doing. The problem that has emerged in the world today is that this is a very serious problem. Is that Gaza has exposed that there is no international law in the world. All those who preach to us about international law, human rights and democracy, and international humanitarian law, where are they? They used to come and lecture us, educate us. And they used to come to you in Tunisia, didn't they? Where are they? Where are the defenders of international law? While Israel violates international law every minute of every day. That is why the world is in crisis. So that was Ishmael talking to some people that were some reporters from Tunisia, obviously. And he was showing like, look, you see all the stuff that they're preaching to us, they're not even doing it. They're hypocrites. They see the hypocrisy of Israel. They see the hypocrisy of America. And they're like, well, what are they doing? They got everybody else under the thumb, but Israel can run and do whatever the hell they want to do to anybody? That's not right. These are the things that people are going to start to see. This is how they're going to be greatly despised. This is how the least of the flock is going to draw them out. This is how the 10 horns are going to hate the whore. They're all going to be like that. This is how the dragons of Arabia are going to come out. This is how the Carmanians are going to join in battle with them. All of these things are playing out in real time in the news. We just have to be our eyes open and watching it. We have to. So that's basically, we had a lot more to go, but that's basically the time. All right. So we have the Booster Club. Donate to the Booster Club. We still have to reach our people in these lands. All right? Our people that are scattered abroad in various countries, we still have to get the gospel to them. Because in a lot of countries, this stuff that we're saying on YouTube, it's banned. Yes. You can't even get some of IUIC channels in these countries because they ban us. So in order for the word to get out there, we actually have to go there. So the Booster Club is a fine way to help us get there. Join it, donate to it. Let's get this mission on a roll, people. All right? What is the sign out? Okay, all praises. So that has been another edition of Precept Upon Precept. Look, stay in the news, stay in the know, look up things, look outside of these American news programs and these stations. There's a lot more outside of this country. You understand? They will tell you the truth of the matter. So look it up. Exercise Mark 13:33. Watch and pray. All right? I'm Captain Matthew.
Officer Micah.
Officer Thomas.
Officer Mikael.
And we are Precept Upon Precept. And with that, we say,
Shalom.